In the bustling town of Umuoko, there lived a man named Faye, known for his charm and wealth. Faye was married to Mary, a beautiful, kind, and God-fearing woman, and together they had two lovely children, June and Faye. Their home was once filled with laughter and love, but beneath the surface, dark clouds loomed. Despite having everything a man could want, Faye had a weakness, a wandering eye that couldn't resist the allure of other women. His heart was divided, and although he loved his family, he couldn't break free from his desires. Mary, a devoted wife, noticed the shift in her husband's behavior. She could see the way he looked at other women, and each time it broke her heart a little more. One night, as they lay in bed, Mary gathered the courage to speak. "Faye, my love," she began, her voice trembling, "I can see the distance growing between us. You've been looking elsewhere, and it's tearing our family apart. Please, I beg of you, remember the vows we made." But Faye, blinded by his own desires, brushed off her concerns. "You're imagining things, Mary. There's nothing to worry about," he said dismissively, turning away from her. Weeks turned into months, and Faye's infidelity grew bolder. He began neglecting his duties as a husband and father, leaving Mary to fend for herself and their children. The once warm and lively home became cold and neglected, mirroring the state of Mary's heart. With little money left, Mary knew she had to act. A strong woman of faith, she turned to prayer and decided to start a small business selling goods in the market. Her determination and devotion paid off, and soon, her business began to thrive. Mary's resilience became a beacon of hope for her children, even as they silently longed for their father's return. As Mary's business flourished, Faye's life took a drastic turn. His health began to deteriorate, and the women who once flocked to him disappeared, leaving him in the care of a single mistress. When he was too weak to walk, his mistress abandoned him, taking all his money and valuables. Alone and destitute, Faye realized the gravity of his mistakes. He thought of his wife, Mary, and how she had always stood by him, despite everything. Desperate and broken, Faye called Mary, but her voice on the other end was cold and distant. "You told me not to look for you, Faye," she reminded him. "I respected your wishes." She hung up, leaving Faye in despair. As his condition worsened, Faye knew he had to see his family again. Summoning the last of his strength, he made his way to the house he once called home. When he arrived, he could barely stand. His clothes were tattered, his face gaunt, and his spirit shattered. Trembling, he knocked on the door. Mary opened it and gasped at the sight of her husband. The man who had once been so full of life now stood before her as a shadow of his former self. "Mary," Faye whispered, his voice cracking with emotion. "I've wronged you and our children in ways I can never take back. Please, forgive me. I've lost everything, and all I have left is you." Mary's heart ached at the sight of the man she had once loved so deeply. She wanted to turn him away, to make him feel the pain he had caused her. But then, their children appeared, looking at their father with wide, tear-filled eyes. "Mommy, please forgive Daddy," they begged. "We miss him." Mary's resolve began to crumble. She had prayed for this moment, for Faye to realize the depth of his mistakes, but now that it was here, the hurt was too fresh. But as she looked at her children and then back at Faye, she remembered the teachings of her faith, love, forgiveness, and the strength of family. With tears streaming down her face, Mary stepped aside, allowing Faye to enter. He fell to his knees, his body racked with sobs. "Thank you, Mary. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I promise, I will never hurt you or our children again." Mary knelt beside him, wrapping her arms around him. "Let's put the past behind us, Faye. Our children need their father, and I need my husband. Together, we can rebuild what was lost." In the days that followed, Mary took Faye to the hospital, ensuring he received the care he needed. Slowly, Faye began to recover, and as he did, he kept his promise to his family. He became a devoted husband and father, working side by side with Mary to secure a bright future for their children. Their home was once again filled with laughter, love, and the warmth of family. Faye never forgot the second chance he had been given, and he spent the rest of his days making up for the pain he had caused. And so, the story of Faye and Mary became a tale of redemption, a reminder that love, when nurtured with patience and forgiveness, can overcome even the deepest wounds.